Now Hear This presents a piece by Jared Bublitz, taking a look at the controversy over the WRST slogan.
90.3 WRST FM Oshkosh, Fuel for Life.
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 Fuel for life? Although it did have a PowerPoint to explain itself, I never really got what it meant. I asked other people working at the station to find out their thoughts on the slogan.
Just listening to music and it just fuels your life, gets you going.
I think it means that everything that we have to offer here at 90.3 WRST should be enough to get you through your day.
I actually don't know. I think it's kind of dumb. Why is a radio station Fuel for Life? What does Fuel for Life have to do with radio?
I don't really get it as far as what it's trying to say about the station. I get the message that, it's fuel for life, like WRST should be a motivator that keeps you going, but I don't really think it portrays what you'd want in a college radio station.
Since no one can really agree on what is meant by Fuel for Life, maybe it is time for a change. I found out WRST's promotions director, Brian Scholes, has a plan.
Myself and other fellow executive board members have been talking recently about making a slogan change, and the question is, of course, where are we going to take it? What kind of strategies are we going to incorporate into this new slogan? And one of the main things is getting notoriety. Call letters are WRST, and it's kind of there that there's an O in between the W and the R somewhere. It's just you're missing a vowel, that's it. People put two and two together and they see 90.3 the worst. But I want to take it a different angle. I want to put the U there instead of the O and make us 90.3 the worst. Because it's not necessarily the worst, it's the worst like the brat, like the sausage, like what Wisconsin is pretty much known for.
Could the WURST really be an effective slogan in WRST's effort to reach out to the campus and community? I figured I would get plenty of mixed responses.
The Fuel for Life needs to go, but I think there's better ideas out there than the WURST. You're literally going to put all your backing behind the studio behind the fact that you want to be after a bratwurst.
That's probably way more catchy than Fuel for Life.
I love it. Absolutely love it. The worst, or WURST, if you want to add the German pronunciation to it, I think it's perfect. The complete irony of it, I think, is absolutely hilarious. I mean, some people might not get it, but those are the type of people who might not get what we're doing in general.
I do believe that the WURST is a good idea, honestly. I think that a play on words would make it more interesting if people saw our slogan and ID and they're like, oh, our name is WRST. We've been called the WURST for years to come, but if we call ourselves after a delicious food and, a pun on words, why not?
I'm not exactly 100% sure how I feel about it. I think it's kind of cool because it's different. You're saying that your station is the worst when actually it's probably not the worst radio station ever. I mean, it's a good radio station. So I'm kind of on the edge about how I feel it. I like it, but yet I hate it.
That's a fantastic idea. I've had that idea since I first came on here as a freshman. I mean, the letters W, R, S, and T. I mean, you'd throw in an O for that version of worst, but I like the different version of worst better, as in like a bratwurst. It's awesome. It's a great idea. We could have a mascot that's a worst. It's just a schnazzy saying. We're from northeastern Wisconsin. People love wursts. And so we can be the worst stuff on radio. It'd be funny because we're like a college station, and it's like, obviously, we're not professional and things like that. So it's not the worst stuff on radio, but it's the worst stuff on radio.
As WRST goes through a slogan change, there's also the possibility of a giant brat as their mascot. Could it actually work?
I do kind of like the idea of a giant hot dog type critter being our mascot.
It would be hilarious to see at whatever promotional events we go to, whether it be a sporting game or a concert in the underground. Can you imagine that? A big 6-7 foot sausage just dancing around, rocking out to a concert that WRST is sponsoring in the underground. That would be absolutely amazing.
While the mascot seems like an awesome idea, some still feel there are negatives that come along with the slogan.
It's fun to play off the stereotype, I guess, to say that we're going to embrace the worst, but I still think it's putting out a bad image. I mean, as a mascot, having a bratwurst run around and we have like a page maybe on the internet on our website explaining what it is would be great, but I think we should have a different slogan than the worst. I don't like the slogan.
To be on air and to say the worst, it sounds like the worst, and I don't want to be remembered as somebody who was on the worst radio station. I want to be on the best radio station, so I don't want people to get confused. There's got to be a little bit of professionalism for this. I know it's a student-run radio station, but you can't. That's lowering your standards beyond the bottom of the table into the basement. You can't go with the worst.
It has been agreed upon that Fuel for Life needs to go, but what is the answer if it's not the worst?
My slogan would be, I'd go old school. WRST, the call letters, are radio station of the Titans. That's what I would go with. I'd throw it back to the old school, because when we came up with call letters, when the station first started, they went through a variety of them, and they came up with WRST, radio station of the Titans.
We can call ourselves maybe Titan Music, Titan Radio, or maybe using the whole WRST thing to our advantage, but maybe Titan something would actually work out.
Right now, all I came up with is Everything You Need on 90.3.
While these are great ideas as well, I think WRST should use what is most creative, because really, what's the worst that could happen? For Now Hear This, I'm Jared Bublitz.
90.3 WRST, the worst.
90.3 WRST, the worst.
90.3 WRST, the worst.